Hello dear friends, in this video I'll tell you a beautiful story from Indonesia. A tale filled with kindness, jealousy, magic, and very important life lesson. This is the story of Bawang Merah and Bawang Putih, also known as shallots and garlic. So sit back, relax, and let your imagination take you into a world of rivers, pumpkins, and the power of being kind. Quoted from the book Favorite Indonesian Fairy Tales in 2019 by Fajriat Noor. This story tells of two sisters with contrasting characters and an unfair by a stepmother. This is the fairy tale of shallots and garlic, or Bawang Merah Bawang Putih, and the moral message it carries. Once upon a time, there lived a happy family. They had a beautiful daughter named Bawang Putih. But one day, Bawang Putih's mother fell ill and eventually died. After that, Bawang Putih lived with her father. He was a trader who often traveled far. Because he couldn't bear to leave Bawang Putih alone at home, he eventually decided to remarry a widow. The widow had one daughter named Bawang Merah. From now on, you will have mother and a stepsister. Her name is Bawang Merah, said her father. Bawang Putih was happy because she had a new family. At first, her stepmother and Bawang Merah were very sweet to her. However, their kindness was only temporary. They were only nice when her father was around. Once he left for business trip, they made Bawang Putih do all the housework like a maid. Bawang Putih's misfortune didn't stop there. After some time, her father also fell ill and eventually passed away. Her stepmother and Bawang Merah became even more cruel. Now, you must do all the housework every day, said her stepmother after the funeral. Even Bawang Putih's time to rest became more limited. Every day, she had to serve all the needs of her stepsister and stepmother. One morning, while washing clothes at the river, one of Bawang Merah's favorite scarves was swept away by the current. "Sis, I'm sorry. Your shawl was swept away in the river," said Bawang Putih. Bawang Merah scolded her and ordered her to find the shawl, telling her not to return until she had found it. Bawang Putih then followed the river, searching for the lost shawl. Even by late evening, he hadn't found it. While walking along the river bank, he saw a hut. It turned out to be inhabited by an old woman who lives alone. Bawang Putih politely asked for permission to stay the night. The old woman kindly agreed and welcomed her in. She asked about Bawang Putih's story, and upon hearing it, she felt sorry for her. It turned out that the old woman had found the shawl. However, she would only return it if Bawang Putih agreed to stay and help her for a week. Bawang Putih gladly accepted. A week passed. It was time for Bawang Putih to go home. During her stay, she had been diligent and helpful. The old woman, pleased with her behavior, she returned the shawl and gave her a parting gift. He asked Bawang Putih to choose between two pumpkins to take home. Bawang Putih initially wanted to refuse the gift, but out of respect, she accepted the smaller pumpkin, as she feared she wouldn't be able to carry the larger one. The old woman smiled at her modesty. When Bawang Putih returned home, she gave the shawl back to the Bawang Merah, then went to the kitchen to cut the pumpkin and cook it. To her surprise, the pumpkin was filled with gold and jewels. Her stepmother, who saw this by accident, immediately seized all the treasure. She also forced Bawang Putih to explain where the magic pumpkin came from. Upon hearing the story, the greedy stepmother devised a plan. The next morning, she sent Bawang Merah to do the same thing, hoping she would return with an even bigger treasure. Eventually, the lazy Bawang Merah reached the old woman's hut and stayed there for a week. However, he refused to help with any chores. When it was time to leave, the old lady still let her choose a pumpkin. Without hesitation, Bawang Merah grabbed the biggest one and ran home without even saying thank you. At home, her mother was overjoyed to see the huge pumpkin, assuming it would be full of gold. Not wanting Bawang Putih to know or ask for any of it, they sent her to the river and locked themselves in a room. Eagerly, they cut open the pumpkin, but instead of treasure, it was filled with snakes, scorpions, centipedes, and other poisonous creatures. The animals sprang out and beat both Bawang Merah and her greedy mother. Finally, they realized the wrongs they had committed and asked Bawang Putih for forgiveness. This folk tale teaches that those who are greedy and cruel will receive their punishment, while kindness and honesty will always be rewarded. It also reminds children not to be lazy, to be cheerful even in difficult times, and to express gratitude for the kindness of others. And that was the story of Bawang Merah and Bawang Putih. As we've seen, kindness and honesty shine brighter than greed and cruelty. Always remember, when you do good, good things will find their way back to you. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep being kind, keep being brave, and never forget to say thank you. Bye-bye!